What's up, guys? It's time for Endgame review. We literally just got out and our brains are fried, so this is going to be a lot to emotionally unpack. So we're going to touch on some of the key points in the movie, but we're not going to go fully depth in because we'll be here for 20 hours. I mean, this, if you haven't seen it, go see it. Like, turn this off, go see it, come back, because this is going to be spoiler filled. We have some talking points we're just going to try to touch because, like I said,
obviously
it's too much to unpack it in a review. It really is. Like, there's no way that you could tell all.
Yeah. So post snap, obviously you see everyone is super upset. It's obviously bad.
I mean,
just bad.
You just snap half of the entire universe. So, you know, it's obvious that everyone is discombobulated, disjointed. The world is in chaos. You know, then Ant-Man, who's been lost in the quantum realm, we already know from the end of...
comes out of his van,
yeah,
quantum...
time machine, basically.
Exactly. And then you have
it
him
was,
come out.
It was
and
5 hours. 5 hours for him.
It
was 5 years
later.
5 years. And, of course, the remaining Avengers are like, what the fuck? Because everyone thinks Ant-Man got snapped. So he basically is like, listen, I figured this time travel thing out. We're going to go back and we're going to get the stones before Thanos does, but we need someone that is smart enough to do it. Who do they go talk to? Tony fucking Stark, Iron Man. At this point, Tony has moved on with his life. He has a child. Him and Pepper are happily, you know... They live off the grid, you know, he's just doing his own thing. And he doesn't, at first he's reluctant because he doesn't want to sacrifice what he already has, obviously, to get everyone back. And of course, you know, Pepper kind of talks some sense into him and he realizes the right thing to do is to help him. Mm-hmm. So they formulate the plan. This is what we're going to do. This team goes and get these stones. This team goes and get these stones. This team goes and get these stones.
Exactly. But they pinpoint places that
the stones are at in the past.
At like certain places, you can't because people can't go
certain
to
time.
6 different.
Yeah,
20 different
it's
places
the way the plan is already nuts. I mean, it's just crazy. And each plan is filled with its own plot, story, and lines that we're not going to get into because it's just too much to break down. But, of course, something goes wrong. They have to, you know, on a whim, basically, like, call an audible and say, well, we're going to do this now. This is the only way. And they figure out how to get them. They get the stones. They come back. They make their own gauntlet, basically like an Iron Man version of the gauntlet. Bruce Banner, you know, is like Professor Hulk now. So he's like the best of both worlds. He's like, you know... most of the radiation, most of the power that's coming off the gauntlet is going to be gamma, which, you know, we all know that's what creates, you know, the Hulk in the first place. So he's like, I'm going to do it. I can handle it.
Yeah.
Basically, one of the plots that break down is Nebula gets captured. Our Nebula, the good Nebula. We'll say
the future Nebula.
Yeah. And she gets captured by Thanos in the past Nebula.
And Gamora as well.
And Gamora.
So
at this point, they're in their all hell Thanos.
This is obviously pre-Gamora joining like the Guardians.
Pre-snap, pre-everything. Yeah.
So it's years and years and years ago. Like they said 9 years earlier than that.
Crazy.
So now we're 9 years ahead, and Nebula, the past Nebula, they switch. They basically capture the future Nebula because they know the plan, and she's gonna snitch.
Yeah, she's kind of put in as like a
stand-in. They're not going to be able to tell the difference between
the past Nebula. Technical difficulties, guys. Stand by. Stand by.
But
powered up.
And so now they do time travel, and she basically lets in. They snap again. Everyone's alive.
Everyone comes back. We won.
Exactly.
We won.
They're so excited, and now. Well,
at the same
exact time, Nebula turns on... Bad Nebula turns on the time travel, and Thanos and his army...
His ship!
Come in...
His entire fucking ship comes in, blows the fucking roof out, and we're like, holy fuck, and he is just bombing.
Like basically where
destroys.
the ground, it's destroyed.
It's a crater.
Destroyed.
It's a crater.
And so they come in, and now
all of our Avengers are basically like trash at this
exactly.
point.
So,
we're like, what the fuck?
Hulk and Rocket and War Machine are all trapped
Underground.
And
I mean,
they all are alive. Obviously, they all survive.
They're all fucked up though.
And so they're like, come out. So now Thanos is just sitting there, just chilling, like, I'm, like, cool and
I'm just
whatnot.
waiting. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just waiting on you.
He thinks he's gonna win.
Right. And I will say, this is a battle-hardened Thanos. This Thanos doesn't fuck around. Like, we thought the last Thanos was powerful.
Yeah.
This is when he was like primo fucking prime.
Sword,
double-edged fucking badass armor, everything.
So now they're Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man are trying to fight him, trying to basically kill him. So they get done. Well, with that being said, Captain America, you see him in one of the old movies.
Ultron. Age of Ultron.
He
tries to pick up the hammer.
Everyone tries to
and he
pick up
kind of budges it, and Thor's like,
but
no, nothing.
No, you see that
the moment Captain America is worthy. He's worthy of the hammer.
Yeah,
and he starts fucking shit up. He goes to town on Thanos.
Exactly. And we're like, oh my god.
Oh, it's like, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Basically, Thanos, cuts him and, Cap's beat up. Thanos is a big guy.
Thanos, I mean, it's like every time you think you're about to beat him or best him, he figures out a way to fuck you up. Like,
and then after that, his whole, his ship, it obviously
his entire army. He's got fucking mutant gorillas that are bigger than the fucking
Avengers,
Statue of Liberty. I mean,
literally so many people. You're just like, there's three of them.
Basically, like, so we're fucked. And so you've got Thor, which we won't even go into that, but just remember when you watch it, Thor.
Yeah, and then they're just all standing there like, well, what are we going to do?
I mean, it's the last stand. It's the last stand, and all of a sudden,
you see the then you're like, oh no, okay.
Everyone just like, oh shit. And who was the first to come through? I think it was Black Panther.
It was Black Panther.
Yeah.
And Suri and
So you're like, oh shit, they're all back and they've all realized what's going on.
You literally see now after one comes
hundreds.
out, you get
hundreds.
Literally, you see
of the time
Doctor
loops.
Strange, Spider-Man,
the Guardians,
all the Guardians,
Bucky. I mean, everybody that was snapped comes back and is ready to kick ass. You've got Wakanda fucking battleships. You've got army tank. I mean, we have got. It's almost like, have you ever seen the Lord of the Rings? Which I'm gonna nerd out on you here. It's like the Lord of the Rings battle when what's his name? Gandalf is coming from Eastwatch, which she's not nerdy enough for this yet, but it's like that was the battle.
That's Game of Thrones.
No, different end. So it's like that. It's like the moment where you have this two huge, unbelievable army. I didn't even realize what I was seeing. I still can't process what I was seeing. But you've got these two huge armies, and they start going to battle, and everybody goes toe to toe.
And I think my favorite, one of my favorite parts, I literally turned to him and I'm like, the bitch brigade, and it was freaking Pepper and
which Pepper has a suit.
Pepper and
the rescue armor is badass.
And Captain Marvel and Wanda and
every
all the girls
in the universe of Marvel.
The bitch brigade is about to
and they fuck shit up.
Ass.
They do. They kick ass.
So,
and I mean, to be on her credit,
the whole thing was they were trying to get the gauntlet
away from Thanos
and in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
And obviously they break the thing, the time machine.
Yeah.
So that's
he does.
Yeah, and so he gets it on.
Thanos gets it. Thanos gets it, and everybody is doing their damnedest to get it off him, and we just cannot win.
But then you see when he tries to snap, it doesn't work.
Well, this is the thing. If you remember in Infinity War, Doctor Strange is like, I went through 40 billion
14
billion scenarios. We
there's
win
only
one.
And
Tony's like, this better be the one that we win. And he's like, if I tell you, it's not going to happen.
Well, and then I think that
he's doing this, and he's just like,
one. And basically,
he's like, this is your one chance.
Exactly.
Tony knows what he's got to do. So he goes and he
his...
stands toe to toe with Thanos by himself with a gauntlet. And he's getting fucked up. And all of a sudden, you just see Thanos just basically knock him like a fly. And he snaps. And nothing happens. And then you turn around and Tony has taken the stones through nanotechnology. And he has his own fucking gauntlet. I was so hyped. I mean, I was just losing my fucking mind. And then Tony snaps.
Oh.
And then every bit of Thanos' army just starts to dust. And you're just like, oh my God. Oh my God. And Thanos knows. He knows. He sits down and you can just see it on his face. He's just waiting. He's just waiting. And then all of a sudden,
they're like, it's finally over. But with that being said, you lose a bad guy and you also lose a good guy at the same time.
Yeah, because unfortunately, the snap was too much for Tony. And like she said, it fucking totally almost killed Thanos. Thanos is the product of Celestial. So he's like a god, basically. And Hulk is the most powerful creature on the planet, and it almost destroys Hulk. And Tony's a mere man. I mean, he's one of the baddest motherfuckers in the world, but he's still a man.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this is a spoiler, but this is going to be a spoiler-filled review. Tony does die. And it's the ultimate sacrifice for the team. And I didn't see it coming. I thought Cap was going to bite it. I was like, Cap's going to make the ultimate sacrifice, especially when he's going to town with the fucking hammer and you feel like he's worthy and shit. I thought, this is it. But it was Tony. And it was time. It was time. Tony started this and Tony ended this. And he's always been my favorite character. I've loved everybody. Thor has really become one of my favorites. And I've always loved Hulk just because, I mean, it's bodybuilder's dream.
I know Captain America all right over here.
But man, Iron Man has always been my favorite.
Well, it was just sweet, and I literally could not keep myself together.
The thing about it is I made it through the whole movie. And there's cry time all around the theater. And then all of a sudden my eyes start to welt up, and I start to feel wetness on my face, and I'm like, what is this? This.
Yeah.
Nobody makes me cry my own tears.
I think what made me really upset was that I think that Pepper comes up to me and says, you can rest now. And
we're gonna be fine. She's like, we're gonna be fine.
We're gonna be fine. Basically not saying, not all the Avengers, but
the world,
their daughter,
the world,
her are gonna be fine.
They're gonna be taking, and that was his main mission anyways.
And you see the funeral, and literally, I'm just
oh my gosh, everyone's there. Every character. Nick Fury is there.
Literally, what more sad could this get?
It was super emotional. It really was.
It was just not even just emotional for the fact of
I mean, gotta think, guys. You gotta think. This is a 22 movie, 10 year, a fucking decade.
And this ended it.
And this was the end game.
You're just so, and then now you have Cap that goes back to take the stones and
to put them back.
To put them back where they belong.
Yeah.
And he comes back.
So basically, if they don't put the time stones back, it changes the time pattern. That's what kind of we figure out. But so that's why it has to go back.
So
a little backstory.
With that being said, he goes back and he doesn't come back when he was supposed to, and everyone's like,
they're all like, oh shit.
And you see him, he's sitting there as an old man. And this is always
he's 80 or 85, 90 years old.
This is all he's ever wanted, was to be old and live a life and
you gotta think, the time doesn't work the same way.
No, so he,
in the quantum realm, he has 80, 90 years, and here it was 5, 10 seconds.
Exactly. So he's
lived a full life.
He got to be with the love of his life.
He got to dance with his girl,
and
which is all he ever wanted.
And he got to be married to her,
grow
and live
old,
a life, and grow old with her and when not stuck in ice for 75 years.
Yeah, right.
So
Fair trade. And you see him give the shield to Falcon. And, you know, in the comics, Falcon and Bucky both take up the mantle at some point. And obviously, they're going with Falcon.
Now you know that Captain is done, and so is Tony, and, you know, two epic, most important characters.
The two pillars of the MCU. I mean, honestly, really, these guys were it.
It's like sad. I might cry a little.
I mean, it really is. Like I said, guys, I'm a nerd. Everyone knows this that knows me, but this is my childhood. I mean, I played these scenarios out with my little brother, and we would. I mean, I had all these toys. I mean, when I was, 5 years old. I mean, this is so emotional for me, just because this is my childhood on the screen, and the longer she's been with me, the bigger nerd she gets, which thank God. But this is a 22 movie culmination, like I said, over a decade, and everybody in that theater was emotionally wrecked. I don't care if you're the hardest dude in the world or you're like a little girl. Every person in that movie, it was so quiet. I mean, you could hear a pin drop. And we're in IMAX sold out fucking theater. It was nuts, guys. Like, this is a movie that you do not want to miss. Don't fucking wait on it. There were people, believe it or not, that didn't see fucking Infinity War. Idiots, I know, but there were people. This movie is there's never going to happen again. This is never going to happen in movie history. We're literally watching and experiencing cinematic history right now. And if you don't go see it, you will regret it. Because this is a movie that you see in the big screen, I think only in IMAX. I mean, it's filmed for IMAX. Anything else would be injustice. It really would.
It's an
awesome experience. We're seeing it tomorrow again. Guaranteed. I mean, we already talked about it. We're like, we got to go see it again. Yeah. I'll probably see it 10 more times in the theater. So there's that. But until next time, guys, we really appreciate you guys watching us. Everybody that comes up to me in the club or sends me messages and stuff, like, it's awesome. I do this. I started this for my daughter, and then I brought her into it, and it's just fun for us. We're a movie couple, and we love doing it, and we appreciate you guys watching. So until next time, we'll see ya at the movie.